Big news today in St. Louis County. County Executive Sam Page announced he's not seeking re-election. Our political editor Mark Maxwell joins us. Mark, Page has been on the duty there since 2019. Hasn't been exactly smooth.
Well, he started under the shadow of corruption from his predecessor, Steve Stenger, going to federal prison there, and Page came in as the reformer, the guy who said he was going to clean up the reputation of St. Louis County government. Then the pandemic hit. And that created and presented a lot of tough decisions for local government officials across the country. He leaned on the side of precaution, having more safety measures in place that hurt a lot of restaurant owners. And so he created some enemies, but he withstood his next re-election bid, which came a couple years later. In fact, Republicans had a hard time even mounting a viable candidate to run against him. He faced something of a challenge in the Democratic primary, but won quite easily. This time around, Sam Page had been around for so long, those two terms, that his enemies had united a bit against him. You saw that in the council wars, the fights over the budget. The county council members themselves formed something of a veto-proof majority against him. So his power, his influence was waning. The biggest matter, though, was probably the attorney general picking up the criminal referral from the local state county prosecutor's office to go ahead and indict him for a misdemeanor charge as it pertained to that Prop B mailer, and with a felony charge accusing him of stealing those funds that the county used to send out those mailers. A lot of legal analysts and experts looked at those charges and felt they were stretching, reaching, going a bit too far, that maybe they wouldn't hold up in court. But what we've heard is that court case had been moved all the way to Greene County, far away from the viewing audience here, and that Sam Page was due in court tomorrow for the first time in that criminal court hearing. So he had pleaded not guilty. We don't know the outcome of that case, but as he steps away, you have to ask the question, will the Attorney General still see that case as a priority to pursue the indictment, or will she drop it now that he's stepping aside?
Do you get a sense of, is this decision made for him, or internal polling that goes into this?
That's a good question. I think that he probably listens to advisors. I'm sure he looks at polling, but I think that it's really hard to say until we hear from him. What we do know is this will invite probably a wider pool of candidates to jump into an open seat. Not a lot of people stick their head up to run against an entrenched incumbent, but when there's an open seat, nature of politics invites those ambitious climbers, the people that want to make a name for themselves. So we could see a lot more people. State Senator Brian Williams already officially into this race. County Councilman Dennis Hancock, a Republican, already officially in this race. And we could see County Councilwoman Shalonda Webb. She's openly said she's considering jumping in, maybe a swath of others.
All right. Thanks for staying on it. We can't wait to see what is next. Thank you, Mark.